Hello my friends again, this is Alaska Fred. I want to talk to you guys today about something that most everyone should know, but you'd be amazed how many people either don't know it or just don't do it. And that is prepping of some sort. You know, basically having a little bit extra food put away, or a little bit of water put away, or a lot of water put away. You can last longer without food than you can without water. That's a known fact. But from what I've seen of a lot of people, they don't even have a day's worth of water put away. And I don't mean a day's worth of water for just bathing. I'm talking days worth of water to bathe with, to drink, to clean your dishes, to even cook with. Nothing put away. Okay, well, the crazy part about that is when all of a sudden, boom, the water doesn't run. Or, I've seen videos on YouTube where people have set their tap water on fire. I don't know if those are true or not. Hey, it's kind of interesting to watch. But say, hypothetically, if this did happen, where would you get your water from? Would you expect the state to supply you your water because you weren't smart enough to buy or pick up your own water before crap happened, or whatever the reason is? Okay, best way I found to save water, and I've got a lot of water saved up, not enough, I'll admit that. I don't have enough in crisis situation, but I have a good amount saved up. I used to be one of those many people saying, I don't have the time to save water. There's no, I don't have it. But after watching a few YouTube videos, let's see, BC Truck, he's a good guy. I've watched a few of his videos, and one of the ways he does his water got me interested in really saving water and whatnot, and which I think would work fine. How many people out there drink soda? Doesn't have to be this brand, could be the other brand, it don't matter what brand it is. Okay, these bottles, whether they be a 1 liter like this one, 20 ounce, 2 liter bottle, whatever, they're great for holding water. And it doesn't take much. The time it takes you to finish this, there's only a little bit left in here. Just time it takes you to finish this, while you're walking out to throw it away, instead of dropping in a trash can, adding more trash to the landfill or into the oceans for it to last for years and years and years. You stop, you go to the sink, and you wash it out real quick. Once it's washed out, you fill it up with cold water. Once you fill it up, you seal it and cinch that sucker tight and put it on the shelf. Once it's on the shelf, it can sit there. I've heard of water sitting for 5 years. I don't know if I trust the water after 5 years, but hey, I've heard it can. So what you do is you put it on the shelf for 1 year, and at the end of that 1 year, if you haven't needed it, that's fine. You crack it open and you dump it out and refill it back up with fresh water. Or if you're smart about it, instead of dumping the water out, you take in, if you got a garden or something, you got plants in the house, that water that you're getting ready to dump down the sink, pour it in your plants, pour it on your garden, put it, recycle it somehow or another to where it just doesn't just go down the drain again. But once you fill it back up, you put it back on the shelf. See, I really don't have to worry too much about my water going bad, because every time I turn around, my son's grabbing one of my bottles of water and guzzling it down. That's fine. Partially what it's there for is to be drank. The other part is in case of emergencies. I just got to convince my son to keep filling the water bottles up. he's bad at that. But that's beside the point. The other one is that people really need to put away is food. Okay, and I'm not meaning I don't mean go to like Costco or Sam's Club or some other big box store or whatever and buy thousands of dollars worth of fucking food. Pardon my language. No, you don't go out and buy all this food and throw it on the shelves and expect a problem to happen. No. Whenever you go to the store, buy a little bit more than you normally buy. And when you're storing food, you don't store food that you don't normally eat. You know, rice and beans is great, but if you don't eat rice and beans, believe it or not, if it comes down to it and that's all you got to eat, that's a pretty drab meal. I've eaten it. Now, red beans and rice with gravy on top, good stuff. But think about this. You don't eat it on a daily basis, it's going to plug you up big time. But still, no, you buy food. Canned food's good. It's hard to stack, but it works. So you buy, I don't know, but whatever. You buy a little bit extra. And it doesn't have to be much. If you normally spend $50 a week at the grocery store, hypothetically speaking, throw an extra $10 in there. And with that extra $10, buy something more. Buy some peanut butter. Peanut butter sits on the shelf for a long time unless you're in my house. My son, again, will sit down and eat peanut butter by the spoonful. Where do you learn that from? Me. But, figure I'd just kind of throw that out there. But, buy food that you know is going to get eaten and whatnot. And just whatnot. And if by chance your food goes out of date, if it's in the can, you got to realize, just because a can says it's out of date, don't mean it ain't that it is bad. So, if it comes down to it, where you got an out-of-date can, if there's no bubbles in the can or whatnot, if it still feels firm, go ahead and use it one day. Crack it open. First thing you do is you smell it. If it smells like it's supposed to, it's still good. The date is just there for their freshness. And the FDA says you can't sell beyond this date. And it gets people to, rotate their stock, which you're supposed to rotate your stuff anyway. Okay. Another good thing to get a hold of, just to have on hand for emergency purposes, is the MREs. Most of those are actually good. I've had a few. But they're expensive. And they got a 5-year shelf life. I don't know how much past the 5 years they can go. But, go ahead and store a few of those up. I'm not talking go out and buy cases and cases and cases. No, just put a few away. I mean, heck, if you go out hunting or doing whatever, you grab a couple MREs, you're going to be out for 2-3 days. You grab 3 MREs, throw them in your pouch. So when you're going out hunting, you got something to eat. Boom. And Mountain House, they do have some good stuff too. But you got to look at how things go, and you can't leave particular things on the shelf continuously. That's why I've heard the statement and I believe it. Buy what you eat what you buy. So that's the best way of looking at it. Now, there's one other thing that you all really need to consider. Actually, a couple more, but this one here especially. Once you have your stuff and you're set pretty well, or even before you're set, in my opinion, and it's the opinion of a lot of people, you need to get yourself one of these. Okay? This is a Taurus 92, 9mm, and for all you safety sallies out there, yes, it is safe. But not just only, handguns work great. This handgun goes with me everywhere. If it's not on my person, it is within arm reach. But a handgun, a rifle, doesn't matter. I have a Mosin Nagant 7.62 by 5.4. Excellent weapon. It's only bolt action, only holds 5 rounds. But if needed, it's there. I also have another rifle. I have several other handguns. You need to be able to protect what you have. There's always going to be stupid people out there. And finally, if you overstockpile, the best thing I can suggest on this is keep your mouth shut. Do not blab to people that you are set with your food. You have food to last you for 1,000 years, even though you aren't going to live that long. Because people, even though you may trust these people, people have a bad habit of talking. You tell Jimmy, your next door neighbor, that you're set. If a problem happens, your neighbor Jimmy, he's okay. You can help him out. You tell your neighbor Jimmy that. All of a sudden, Jimmy's told Tommy, Tommy's told Jill, and all of a sudden, when shit hits the fan, guess who all comes to your house? Everybody, to get food. And all of a sudden, you don't have food, you don't have water, you don't have nothing. So, don't do it. I'm just trying to be whatnot. And like I said, I am nowhere near my food storage like I'm supposed to be. But just the way, just think about it. Store water, because like I said, if you drink soda, you got a water storage container. That's not a problem. You drink your soda, you fill it up with water. Put it on the shelf. If you don't have room on the shelf, another guy I know on YouTube, the Low Buck Prepper, he seems to be another good guy. He does a water wall. And that was one of the most brilliant things I've ever seen. Unfortunately, it doesn't work in Alaska. Because you stack water outside like that, it freezes, these bottles will break. I know. So, but yeah, so there's always a place to store your stuff. So, I'm already at 12:45 on this. I'm going to cut it now, but it's just something to think about. So it's Alaska Fred. I'm going to be signing off. Hope to read your comments, and if you like this video, hit the like button. And I'm willing to answer questions if you got them. And if I can't answer them, I'll let you know I can't answer them because I don't have an answer. Or whatever. Alright. Y'all have a good day. Later, all.